John here to talk about the Civi CRM mailing facilities for the EQV Foundation. Uh, I still need to try and find new, does EQV have its own branding stuff, its own logo and banner kind of material. Maybe some photos from people who have been previous beneficiaries will be useful, so I can put some content in. And the if I can work through the first couple of email messages that the foundation wants to send out, that would be useful too. There's two kinds of things I'm thinking, and one is like a quick call for donations, a short message, and the other is a more of a newsletter format, which updates people on what the foundation's been doing, what their current fundraising projects are, and some recent wins. So with Civi CRM, there's now three kinds of message template systems. One's just the basic, you set a header and footer and fill out the content. The second one is a built-in Civi CRM template system, which is reasonably new. And then there's a full drag and drop, with blocks, and you can move things around, and a template building system. So the just call for action, you could use the full builder for just a quick call for donations, or you could just go through and use the header and footer one. Now, the easiest way, and this is why I want to work through the first couple of emails first, is the easiest way to do the emails is to reuse one that's been fully configured and just change the content. So everything else is being filled out and done once before, and you just change the content. So the first ones are always like a bit more set up than anything else. So you can go mailings here, Civi CRM. You go draft and unscheduled mailings. Here's a basic one that I've done before, that I've half set up, and if you click on the reuse mailing, then you end up with a copy of the previous mailing, and so the header and footer are set under this third tab here, header and footer tab, and you can just pick a pre-canned mailing header and footer, which usually has like a logo and maybe a banner image, and the footer's got like the normal, here's how to contact us, here's how to unsubscribe, and that sort of thing on it. So to run this mailing, you just go here, mailing, like say you select your previous mailing, again you reuse it, you find a list of recipients. They can be any kind of recipients, any kind of group. It could come from a search, so you could send a mailing to everybody who has, by geographic region, or by if their membership's up or anything like that from the membership system, or if they've donated in the past here, or just anyone who's interested, which is probably the simplest thing. So any kind of search can be turned into a group, and in the group system where people subscribe to a group is works as well. So you fill out your mailing here. You say please support. You say why, and then push the button down here, and push send test, and it says sent in the top right there. So this is probably the easiest way to save this, updates the mailings too, because if you use the buttons down the bottom right here, save draft and delete draft, then you end up back in the main screen again, and you've got to click on reuse to get back here. So I've just sent myself a message, and In my mailbox, there'll be something with Civi CRM draft in it, which is here. So there's my basic mailing draft, right? It's really basic. I've sent a couple before. So if you search for this Civi mail draft, check it. Maybe check in the spam as well. Although a fair bit is done not to end up in the spam. So Civi draft mailing, it's just got really basic footer. It's got please support the foundation, which is my entire message, and probably needs a banner and a logo sort of thing. Okay, now that's the really basic thing, and we've got some examples that look pretty. So if I get a nice logo and a nice banner, or make one up myself, then we'll be good. So go down here, save draft, doesn't matter. Then the normal builder system is like this giant thing, drag and drop system. So again, you end up with this workflow. You get to specify who the recipients are. Same group system. You get to specify the subject to the message. Then you end up picking a design, and down the bottom here, I've got a EQV template, which I've started playing around with the branding. I've changed everything from black to grey, and so from red to black. Again, like kind of image things, maybe some like call to action images here. 1, 2, 3. The footer's set up like that. I've just put Facebook on it because that's all there is, I think. In terms of sharing, and you can see you can just click on things, change the content like that. Keep it simple in terms of formatting, probably try not to do like overuse the formatting, but so basically just like edit this thing. We'll come up with a format that works the first time we do it. There's some nice buttons and things here. You can change the style, like colors and things, but again, I'm expecting to do that the first time. And you can click on this block thing. You can create a new block entry by dragging it onto here. That you end up with a big image. You can move it up and down using these buttons here, and so on. So again, you send the test. You push the little green button up the top here. Send me a test. Goes in my mailbox, and you can see what it looks like. Again, with the same Civi CRM draft thing around it. Let's see if we can find it. Give it a moment because it doesn't always happen the fastest. Search again. So it's probably taking a little while. But anyway, it can be made really pretty looking thing. That's my other one. So anyway, there's like a fully formatted pretty newsletter system. So, and there is a third system, which is the built-in template system, which I've also configured up, and that creates something that looks like this. It's almost as smart as this drag and drop building thing. I'm not. So if you actually edit one, then it gives you a big. You get to pick your template here, EQV responsive. There's a couple, and you get a fully structured. You can't do the moving blocks around like that. The blocks are already supposedly fixed, so this would work okay if we came up with a well structured kind of message. And you can change images. Just like gotta click on it, go image properties, go find it. It's not quite as it's just a slightly different editing model than the drag and drop builder. Okay, so headline there, you could put the tokens in. You could say that's great, we donated enough for our latest, enough to support another 50 scholarships. Yeah, and then you just push send test down the bottom again. So you've got that message you just saw there. So that's our three email systems, which template composition systems, which is a lot already. So that's it. Send a test. Set a green test button at the top. If you want to actually send it, then it's the next. And make sure all these things are okay. Click on review and schedule, submit. You can actually send the thing. So overview of the sending. I usually choose not to track replies unless I've got a good reason. Puts it in, adds a spam count to things if you do. So that's our email system. Okay. I'll probably need to